Year's resolutions, Peter Schrager.
Yeah.
What's your New Year's resolution for the Buffalo Bills?
It's 2026, and I want to talk about Brandon Cooks.
Yes.
Because why not? Brandon Cooks showed up late in the season and over the last few weeks has been a weapon for the Buffalo Bills, something that they've been missing. If Brandon Cooks can hit the time machine and in January suddenly become a legitimate number 2 or 3 option and be their speed guy deep, well, Jason McCourty, I know you all know all too well about stopping Brandon Cooks in a Super Bowl, but I would say that he could very well be the difference for the Buffalo Bills as they try to make this run on the road over the next few weeks.
Very impressive Sunday, the plays he made down the field, especially the contested one, because that's not even something we've seen from Cooks over the last several years. But when you talk about that speed element, it is such a difference for this offense. Khalil Shakir is amazing, but that is all short passes. Keon Coleman, inactive for them. He was supposed to be the draft pick to be that threat on the outside. Josh Allen needs more help. We know what James Cook is able to do and how dangerous he is out of the backfield. But on the outside, they don't have the weapons with the health of Dalton Kincaid. So a guy like Brandon Cooks would be huge for them stepping up if he can do that week in and week out throughout the playoffs.
If you told me in March that we would be talking on December 31st about Brandon Cooks in a Buffalo Bills jersey being the difference for an MVP quarterback,
Shiggs, if you told me that, you told me that two weeks ago when he asked for his release from New Orleans.
But he's making big catches, and Terrell Shavers is making big catches. And
14.
To the Bills, they're going to have to come from the back of the pack to do it. Allen has never won a road playoff game for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Can this team win 3 road playoff games?
Yes. Listen, at this stage of the game, for Josh Allen, you have to get it done. We've talked all season about how the path has been cleared for the Buffalo Bills. I understand. Could he use some more help? Of course. Every quarterback wants a little extra something, especially this time of year. But this team, I think for me, their Super Bowl hinges on James Cook. Like I get Josh Allen is the key, but you cannot abandon the run. James Cook has to be a focal point. But they do have enough weapons, and they should get it done.
Well, that's to our next New Year's resolution. Another team that has have to come from the back of the pack is the Pack. J-Mac, what is your New Year's resolution for Green Bay?
They're going to have to score fast and early in the game. Sometimes you go through a year and you're a little bit down on your luck. For the Packers, injuries on the defensive side of the ball has made that run defense extremely weak. We saw it in prime time going against those Baltimore Ravens. Put the ball in Jordan Love's hands, assuming that he's healthy, comes out of protocol, and allow him to be the dangerous one. Be aggressive on offense, get in the end zone early.
You know, coaches, and they should, always say, we don't make excuses. But I've been saying for years, some things aren't excuses, they're reasons.
I mean,
the Green Bay Packers are beat to shreds. And every single year, there's a contender that just can't do it because they're just not healthy. Last year it was the Lions, and I think this year it's
just ravaged with injury on the defensive side of the ball. And you're seeing names that we were not even familiar with a couple of weeks ago having to play big minutes for them. Derrick Henry just embarrassed the entire defensive unit, but it wasn't the defensive unit we expected to see in September. No excuses. They seem like they're the perennial 7 seed now. That's just what they are in the playoffs. Can they make a run? I don't know with this unit on defense.
No, I mean, this was a Super Bowl team a month ago. They haven't won a game since they lost Micah Parsons. All right, let me jump to the last one here because Kmart, this one is yours, and I'm interested in this. What is your New Year's resolution for the Philadelphia Eagles?
They're so frustrating. Honestly, I just want the Philadelphia Eagles to figure out what their offensive identity is. I feel like we've been asking that question for 18 weeks.
Yes.
And I still don't have an answer. They have talent at every position, and yet we look at this team, they're maddening because too many 3-and-outs, except when Jalen Hurts, when he throws for under 200 yards, they're 9-0. When he throws for more than 200 yards, they're like 2-5. I cannot make sense of this team. I really don't know. And they're too good. The thing that gives me hope is honestly, they're the defending champs and they have the talent.
Yeah.
That's all I got, guys. Because every week you want answers from the OC, from the head coach, and nothing seems to change.
To your point, a lot of the same guys that were on the field months ago winning the Super Bowl are still on the field for them. Listen, they played the Raiders and the Commanders, and I know it was the Raiders and the Commanders, but we saw a spark from their offense. We saw them going into empty formations and Jalen Hurts being able to throw the ball. We saw Saquon Barkley finding space in the run game. Hell, we saw it in the first half of that Buffalo Bills game. Sal Powell, who was at the game, talked about how insane the weather was, and not to make that as an excuse, But the way Buffalo played them, if teams are going to do that and play man-to-man and blitz and get after Jalen Hurts, it opens up things on the outside for A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They didn't make those connections on Sunday. But seeing that for me, I think moving forward, there is some hope. There is some cautious optimism around this team because you think, hey, on any given Sunday, like you can get that version of the Eagles offense and they can beat you.
I'm going to take you back to February. The Super Bowl ends. I'm working for Fox. We do the post-game stuff. And I'm walking out of the tunnel, and all alone, there's Vic Fangio. He'd been coaching the NFL for 40 years, and he just won his first Super Bowl title. And he's not beaming with smiles. He's not doing this. He's just walking with, like, a book bag, like he was any old guy just walking out there. I'm like, congrats. And he's like, yeah, thank you. Yes, of course, yes. Did you pick us? I'm like, I picked the Chiefs. But he's like, all right, well, then I got you. But truth of the matter is, he is the fixer for all of this. So they have this amazing luxury where they could put 13 yards of offense up in the second half, but when they need it most, somehow Vic Fangio is going to dial it up where they're going to be able to stop Josh Allen on a 2-point conversion at the end. That's what gives me comfort with this team. That's where I'm like, all right, they're all experienced. They've all been there. They've done this.
Yeah.
And Vic is calling the defense. So Stafford, Purdy, whoever.
And that's okay.
Vic Fangio is going to be calling the D, and I think I have trust in that.
Who's coming in there? They'll either be the 2 seed or the 3 seed. So if they're the 2 seed, they're going to get Green Bay.
Yes.
But it's less likely that they're the 2, right? It's more likely that they're the 3.
Probably going to be the Rams as a 6 going in there, who quite honestly, as much as we talk about these great games they've had, they're 3-0 the last 3 times they played the Rams. They win those games.
That was the game where they blocked the 2 kicks.
Yes, and in the snow last
the Rams feel like we could have won that game in that weather.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Vic Fangio put the squash on it.
Perhaps. But, I mean, that was the game this year. I'm thinking of the right game.
Great game.
Where they blocked all those kicks
100%.
and all that kind of stuff.
And if I'm the Eagles, that's the team I kind of don't want to see. Because
Me too. I don't think everybody doesn't want to see.
The potential of what that offense can be, because we talk about Vic Fangio, what happens in a game where they do give up 21 points? Can you go out there and match if Puka Nacua makes a play? Devontae Adams is back in there.
You just talked about the cautious optimism.
I'm just
the hope.
That's the cautious.
That means you got some questions around.
It's not unabashed. It's not reckless optimism. It's cautious optimism in Philadelphia. We are rolling on this. I was about to say Football Friday. It feels like a Football Friday because we're on the eve of the college football quarterfinals tonight. A hurricane warning for the national champs. Is there an L coming from the U? We're on it next.